It's a question of who lies within the body, Batman or Bruce Wayne. Welcome to TheoryArts, and we're here today to discuss how Batman killed his other persona, also his secret identity, Bruce Wayne. We all know the origin of the Batman. He and his parents walk through a dark alley, his parents gets filled with bullets, Bruce Wayne is left traumatized for the rest of his childhood and life as well. He vows to fight against the city that broke him and becomes the man of vengeance and the night. He becomes the Batman. Now let's take a look at the Batman. Not the movie, guys, the character. Batman is Bruce Wayne's wrath and intelligence, all in one form. There's no mistake saying that. Batman is one of the smartest characters in the DC universe, alongside other characters, but I'm here to talk about how he stands out among others. But more importantly, how he's the only one standing out of this guy's body. Batman makes Bruce Wayne non-existent. Now, I'm not saying Bruce Wayne is dead. He's not, in fact. I will make a video in the future on how Bruce Wayne still exists within the body of Batman. Everybody knows the Batman for his dark and broody nature as seen in movies, TV shows. Batman is the hero of the night. Dusk is when this hero comes to save the day, and that's one thing that makes Batman a lot more interesting as a superhero. Now, Batman's not the only hero that shines when the moon is lighting Earth up and not the sun. But my point is, unlike the typical moral hero, Batman isn't green, blue, and red. Well, he is blue and red, sorta, sometimes. My point is, Batman is no typical superhero. He brings justice in his own way to the point where he ignores others' opinions and complaints. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. There is no reasoning with Bruce Wayne, because it isn't Bruce Wayne, it's Batman. Every superhero has a secret identity. Well, not every. Tony Stark broke that rule. But with every superhero, as much as they try to cover the real them, a part of the real them becomes one with his superhero. Superman was raised from his farmer dad and mom. He then carried these morals into his form of Superman. Tony Stark is an arrogant, snarky guy. He carries these traits into Iron Man. Peter Parker is a nerd and comedian. Logan is stuck up, proud and merciless. Wade Wilson is merciless, stuck-up comedian and arrogant, and yeah, you get it. Every superhero carries a part of their secret identity into the role as a superhero, except for Batman. The only piece of Bruce Wayne Batman carries is, well...
What are your superpowers again? Rich.
When you watch Batman, though, it doesn't look like he gathers his supplies from some wealthy company, though. Almost looks like man-made, which it is, but the point is it don't appear as it comes from a powerful source. Honestly, like some man-made in his secret hideout with wherever the hell it comes from. That's where it looks like. I mean, Lex Luthor said it himself, how Batman dresses doesn't appear flawless or extraordinary in his eyes.
What makes you think you can kill Superman when you can't even handle a mere mortal in a Halloween costume?
Honestly, though, let's talk about this point. As mentioned earlier, Batman by no means looked like any typical superhero. As a man with no powers, he almost seems like a superhero, with the way he blends in with the dark, and honestly, that's not superhuman. That's some spirit ghost type of stuff. Now, I'm not saying Batman is Jason Voorhees, but I'm saying he may be a normal man, but when a Dark Knight stands with a dark, he ain't no normal man. The reason why I mention this is because this video is about how Batman makes Bruce Wayne non-existent. And what I'm stating is Batman, a dark, vengeful figure, makes it where the man in Batman does not exist at all. The way he tortures his enemies with darkness and fears, leaves them traumatized, leaves them broken for life mentally and physically. The Joker himself called out the gangs in A Dark Knight for the reason they hold meetings during the day is because at night, it's the Dark Knight's all-you-can-eat buffet. That says all you need to know about the contrast between Bruce Wayne and Batman. Now, this may sound forced, but let's go into some science. Believe it or not, science itself has shown how traumatic experiences can completely change someone forever. And this is no joke. There are people who suffer from PTSD and etc. And they are completely different for the rest of their lives. I mean, look at soldiers, for example. When they go to war and they come back, they be acting different, you be worried about them. They're almost like a completely different person. Believe it or not, guys, traumatic experiences can change you throughout your life. And the reason why is through that traumatic experience, you're experiencing something, you're learning something, and you're not just carrying that into your heart, you're carrying that into your mind. And it kind of plays out. That's what makes soldiers have PTSD and constantly afraid. Because after that traumatic experience, you're living that experience every day. Because after experiencing that, you now realize, oh my gosh, this experience, it happens. It can happen. This isn't no dream. It actually happened, and it can happen to anyone else. And you carry that experience for the rest of your life, and you keep carrying it inside your head. Ever since Bruce Wayne lost his parents, he hasn't been the same Bruce Wayne. Even in moments when Bruce Wayne isn't Batman, there's a little bit of Batman there. Now, when Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne, he acts like it. Billionaire, playboy, jokeful attitude. You know.
Millionaire has never been one
It's
to...
billionaire, Vicky. Millionaires are so last year.
As crazy as this about to sound, sometimes it does not even look like Bruce Wayne is there. It looks like Batman is pretending to be Bruce Wayne. Well, with every superhero, they have to cover their identity up and make sure people don't catch on. Bruce Wayne, even when he's not wearing the Batman suit, is Batman. He saved Coleman Reese without the dark black spandex outfit, put his life in jeopardy, and played Dom to cover up. No joke, this scene was a little bit funny to me, not because Bruce said something so obvious, but he said it so seriously it sounds sarcastic. And Gordon's response was just the icing on the cake / pie. Even in The Dark Knight Rises, Bruce had to escape that hole, but was it Bruce that escaped or was it Batman? To be honest, it's still to reference Sokka from Avatar The Last Airbender, it's still unclear. The bottom line is Bruce Wayne always is Batman. Even when Batman is not physically around, aka the suit, his mannerisms, his actions, his tone when talking, all spells Batman, not Bruce Wayne. And like I said, I feel like most of the time it's Batman acting as Bruce Wayne to cover himself. Remember in Batman Mask of a Phantasm, Bruce was literally struggling on whether he should spend the rest of his life as Bruce Wayne or Batman. And if he quits Batman would be, and if he quits being Batman, would that be disappointing his parents or please them? Bruce Wayne is not dead, but by no means does he exist either. Well, he does exist, but the point is Batman makes Bruce Wayne non-existent when he's present. It's like, look, you don't even feel or see a pinch of Bruce Wayne. Even when you play the Batman Arkham games, the series is so dark and clouded with the story sometimes, you forget, oh yeah, this is Bruce Wayne, not just Batman. But when you play the games, it doesn't even feel like you're playing Bruce. It just feels like all you're playing is Batman. Even Bruce Wayne's butler, Alfred and all that stuff, it's like, yeah, he be mentioning Bruce's name, but in the moment, you don't be thinking about Bruce. You just think it's just Batman. And that is my core point. Batman is not Bruce Wayne. Ever since Bruce Wayne lost his parents, he's never been the same person. After the traumatic experience, you could say the vengeful hero was destined to arrive one day. The day Bruce lost his parents was the day Batman was born. Bruce Wayne does not exist. He's masked by the Dark Knight. And that is all. Hey everyone, thank you for watching my second episode of TheoryArts. For these past few months, I've been getting more and more viewers and I really appreciate that. For support, feel free to hit the like button. It's your own choice to subscribe. I don't want to force people to subscribe if they don't want to. I don't like begging for subscribers. I've mentioned that tons of times already. But if you want to, go ahead. Thank you. I really appreciate this. Nightstar Arts is going to keep going. We're going to keep going. But thank you for the support. Thank you.